except maybe my husband. He's so proud of me. Makes me cry.
Wow, that is awesome. Congratulations. And that could be you. Join Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar and lose weight, stop smoking, or end anxiety for only $49.99 guaranteed or your money back. Due to coronavirus, the seminar will now be online live Thursday, January 28th or Saturday, January 30th for the Fort Dodge area. Register now at markpatrickseminars.com.
Michael Devine, the Doctor of Truth.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to confess?
That AM 1400 KVFD.
That's right. I'm the Doctor of Truth here at AM 1400 KVFD, the voice for Dodge. I'm Michael Devine. So if you'd like any truth, just call 955-1400. That's 955-1400. It's Thursday at 2 o'clock, in the 2 o'clock hour, I should say. And this is the time of day that we always mostly have someone from the Growth Alliance here. First, we're going to go to Lydia Shure over there. Lydia Shure.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, Lydia?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right. You know, there's so many Schnurs in town. I almost want to call you that every single time.
A lot of people do. Yeah.
But it's Lydia Shure, and you're the communications director over at the Growth Alliance.
Yes,
right? Okay.
That's correct.
And you have brought with us today. Hi there. Hi.
Hi.
And you are Heidi Smith. How's things?
Good.
All right. At least you have a last name that's easy to remember. It's easier to pronounce than Shure, too, I'll tell you. And you are with what business in town?
Rise Up Addiction Treatment.
Rise Up Addiction Treatment. Well, that sounds like you have impressive goals. There's a lot of addiction in our country. Different types of addiction. There's prescription drug addiction. There's illegal drug addiction, alcohol addiction. Addiction dealing with other people, stalkers, that sort of thing. Is there any area that you at Rise Up focus on?
I deal with drug addiction, alcohol addiction.
Okay. All right. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from a small town by Iowa City, Lone Tree.
Yeah, Lone Tree. Oh, I remember Lone Tree. You know why I remember it, too. We were over at the other building when we got a news release in 1984. I think about that. It was before your time, trust me. But it was quite a story. Yeah, I know exactly where Lone Tree is.
Okay.
And I'm familiar with the Iowa City area, of course. So you do alcohol and drug addiction.
Yes.
What is your background? What qualifies you to be a counselor in the drug and alcohol addiction field?
I have a CADC, which is a certified addiction counselor.
Okay.
And then I have a master's in forensic psychology.
Okay. Well, that's impressive. What is a CADC?
It's a certified addiction counselor.
Certified addiction counselor.
Yep. It's a certification through the state.
Is that a equivalent to an undergraduate degree then?
No, that's just a certification through the state.
Okay.
So.
But I take it since you have a master's, you do have an undergraduate degree as well.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your undergraduate?
Criminal
studies?
justice.
Criminal justice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you have a master's degree in forensic psychology.
Yes.
Boy, that's interesting. What is forensic psychology?
Forensic psychology is basically psychology, but we focused on the forensic.
You've been watching too many cop shows, haven't you? Yeah, you got going on that, didn't you? That's okay. That's all right.
So we focused on the corrections community.
Okay, so it sounds like you were in law enforcement for a while, or I mean, a branch of law enforcement.
No,
not really.
No.
So you did what out of college then with your forensic psychology degree?
Actually, I didn't graduate with my forensic psychology until 2019.
Okay, so just 2 years ago, I guess. Now.
Yeah, I stayed at home after my criminal justice. I have a special needs son.
Okay.
So I stayed at home. It wasn't until 2018 that I started working outside of the home full time.
All right.
But I did do some stuff in between that time, part-time. So I was actually a private investigator for a little while.
I knew that cop stuff was in there somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, I did the special needs stuff for a little while. I actually did co-found the Facing Autism here in town. Mm-hmm. And then
you did? You were one of the co-founders or the founder?
Yeah. A friend also founded it with me.
Okay.
So,
All right.
um,
Well, that's a mysterious thing, isn't it? Autism. I've talked
Yes.
with a lot of people about autism over the many, many years. Nobody seems to really be able to put their finger on it, even trained people in the field.
yeah. So I did that for a little while, and it's kind of how I became the end of my master's. I did a internship with addictions,
Okay.
and I was kind of feeling like the special needs was just a little bit too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that all day and then going home to it as well. Just it's a little too much for me. So doing the internship, I really liked it. So I decided to stick with the addictions field.
Okay. Well, I'm an Irish Catholic, so I'm well familiar with addictions. I mean, my whole family's my family tree is full of addicted people, and they seem to like it. I don't know why that is. What brought you to Fort Dunn?
Actually, my husband had went to school with a gentleman that was from Webster City. They went to school together in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah. And he asked him to move up here to work for him. And so I went to school at Buena Vista, and we were going to move back home. And that was in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still here.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be necessarily too personal with you, but are you and your husband still together?
Yes.
Okay, good. I never know how to ask that question exactly. So he's supportive of your work then?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's outstanding. So Rise Up is the business.
Mm-hmm.
And are you the sole owner? Are you the...
Yes.
Okay, where is your business at?
1301 First Avenue North.
1301 First Avenue North. Okay. What sort of facility do you have right now? I mean, do you have inpatient, outpatient, both, or?
It's just an outpatient.
Just an outpatient.
Yep. So I offer IOP, EOP, and continuing care. And then
I guess I don't know what those acronyms mean. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Intensive care or intensive outpatient, extended outpatient, and the continuing care.
Okay.
So the intensive outpatient is 3 days a week, 3-hour classes or groups.
Mm-hmm.
Extended outpatient is kind of, each facility kind of does their own. So it can be tailored to the individual more. And same thing with continuing care. Continuing care is a little bit more like if somebody just needs that extra support.
Yeah.
So the minimum, they have to come in every 60 days for a review.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do substance abuse evaluation. So if somebody gets an OWI, I'm licensed to do the evaluation.
Okay. So what's the process when someone needs a service like that? I mean, do they call you, or do you call them, or are they recommended by physicians, or?
They usually call me if they need an evaluation. The evaluation is usually first. Sometimes I get a referral for a direct admit, but usually it's the evaluation is first.
Yeah, it would seem to me that if somebody's calling you about an addiction problem, you already know the evaluation, don't you? I mean, if they're calling you, they're probably addicted to something, alcohol or drugs, in this particular case. Because nobody just calls up an addiction counselor and says, "Hi, how you doing?"
Not usually.
Not usually. So after they're under your care, then what's the next step?
Individuals and then groups is the usual process. I also, for myself, individual or unique to me is I offer Reiki energy healing, and that's optional.
And then describe that, please.
That's it's kind of hard to describe. There's no touching of the client.
Okay.
So it's not like a massage or anything, but you kind of place your hands over the client in different areas of the body. It's kind of based, the easiest explanation is based off of the law of attraction, and you're setting the intention of healing.
Is this some kind of California therapy you're talking about?
Mm.
Yeah. Come on, huh? Is this some kind of New Age thing, huh? No.
It's been around for a long time. And,
Okay. How did you become familiar with it?
I became familiar. I was just kind of researching for different things for my son.
Oh, okay.
So I became a Reiki healer.
Mhm.
1 and 2
Yeah.
first for my son
Mhm.
to do that for him. And then,
Has he benefited?
yes.
Okay. That's
Yes.
great. No, I'd do anything for kids personally. I would never stop looking for something to
Yep.
make their lives better. Well, I'm glad that that's working for him, and I hope it. Do you have an age limit on the clients you would see over at Rise Up?
I don't have a limit going upwards, but I can't treat children.
You cannot. Or
Cannot,
you cannot.
no.
What? So under 18, you
yeah.
can't. Oh, you're not
Yeah, they have to be 18 and above. Yeah.
18 and above. Okay.
Mhm.
Is there? It seems to me there is, but I don't know. I usually go home after work and sit there, but we seem to have a lot of older addicts, people my age. Have you found that to be true in Webster County or not?
I think there is a rise. I just actually did because I'm going back to get my second master's.
Oh, good for you.
So I just did a research paper about elderly addiction.
All right.
And there's a connection between disability and being on SSI and addiction.
Yeah, I suppose SSI is for people who are disabled or physically disabled in some way, correct?
And then there's the regular SSI for like Medicare and when you're elderly.
Well, I'm
retired.
glad we got into this because if there are older people listening, they would like to know if Medicare covers your services.
Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay. Do most insurance companies accept your services?
Yes, I'm credentialed with Medicaid and then Blue Cross Blue Shield right now.
Okay. Well, those are the biggies.
Yep.
If Blue Cross takes you, the others usually follow.
Yep.
So that's a good thing. I have both those, by the way. But no offense, I don't really want to come over and take advantage of your services. What is the most prominent addictive substance that you deal with? Is it alcohol, drugs, or kind of a split between the two, or are the two entwined?
It's kind of a split between the two. But in the Midwest, meth's
still a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. I'm so glad I got too old to try that stuff. People have really said that they tried it once, and they were off to the races.
Yep.
Do you believe that to be credible? Can you try something once and be addicted?
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they'd lie about something like that. Really seriously.
Yeah.
And I understand I talked with the sheriff, Fleener, the other day. And he told me that meth seems to be a bigger problem as it ever was. Law enforcement continues to do whatever they can do. But meth seems to be a serious problem. Heidi Smith is our guest here at AM 1400, KVFD, the voice of Fort and Dodge. Lydia Shore is here with the Growth Lines. Am I leaving you out of the conversation here, Lydia?
This is a good conversation. I'm learning. Yeah, I like it.
Do you have anything to interject? I don't want to ignore you.
About what Heidi does?
Yeah, what Heidi does.
I mean, she's the expert on it.
Yes, she is.
So, no, I mean, you've got it covered. I guess maybe talk about your hours, though, so people know when you're in office.
Yeah, I do have some unusual hours. On Monday and Tuesday, I open at 11, and then I close at 8. And then on Wednesday, I work 9 to 8. On Thursday, I open 11 and I work until 9. And then on Friday, I don't open until 2 and I work until 9. Saturday is 11 to 3.
Okay. I want to get back to the law enforcement thing just for a minute because, of course, well, not as far as cop shows, but, our police and our county sheriffs make arrests all the time. Not every day, but, and of course, most experts say there's a direct correlation between crime and addiction of some sort. So let's say the sheriff or the police make an arrest and the person wants drug treatment. Are you connected to the law enforcement in that way at all, or what is the next step usually?
I'm not connected as far as like.
They wouldn't just bring a
No.
sick and addicted person from an arrest or from the jail over to you necessarily.
No.
Okay.
Usually there's steps.
There's steps?
There's steps that need to be taken.
Okay.
But
well, that's interesting to know because again, we have, and I thought it was calming down a little bit. We did have a lot of meth related crime, I'm glad when I was a kid, we smoked pot and thought we were elder, just real gangsters or something. But this stuff has a different effect on people. Apparently, people can just lose it under the influence of meth and become violent, even. And I never had that experience when I was smoking weed. So, anyway, Heidi Smith from Rise Up is here. So we have your hours. And do you have a website or something or a Facebook page? Or?
I do. I have both.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook, Rise Up LLC.
Right.
And then my website is www.riseupaddictiontreatment.com.
Where did the name of your business come from?
It actually is connected with the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And
I was looking at your badge over there, and
yes,
I kind of
yes.
I kind of thought that maybe were.
When I was younger, I struggled with mental health issues.
Okay.
And so I have the tattoo as well. And I had that before I even entered into the addiction community.
I was going to say the mental health issue was not connected to any sort of drug or alcohol abuse.
No,
okay.
No, but it's just a reminder for me to, get up and rise above my challenges and struggles. So
always good advice.
Yeah.
Do you, and I should have asked this, do you offer services to both men and women?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Heidi Smith of Rise Up, a new business here in town, 1301 First South.
First Avenue North.
Or First Avenue North.
Yep.
Okay. I got that just a little bit backwards. And your phone number is what?
Is 515-408-6779.
Okay. And you have a website again, and that website is what?
Is www.riseupaddictiontreatment.com.
And the Facebook page?
Is Rise Up LLC.
All right. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you so much for being here. All right. This is AM 1400 KVFD, the voice of Fort Dodge.
Michael Devine, the mayor of Manville.
It's a fancy title for a part-time job.
Michael Devine at AM 1400 KVFD.
To keep your vehicle running at its best, keep up with routine maintenance. The certified service techs at Humboldt Motor Sales make maintaining your vehicle easy. They offer convenient hours and competitive prices on all service and parts. And they take care of your GM warranty needs too. From oil changes to tires, brakes to batteries, engine repair and transmission repair, Humboldt Motor Sales can handle it all. Have your vehicle serviced soon at Humboldt Motor Sales. Log on to HumboldtGM.com to schedule an appointment now. Or call 800-566-8671.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Your news, your town, your station. KVFD News when it breaks.
With your KVFD News Update, I'm Rob Jones. A former Carroll High School basketball player who was found with a gun and allegedly ran from police has been sentenced to prison. In May of last year, police were dispatched to the Walmart parking lot in Spirit Lake after an incomplete 911 call. Upon arrival, officers found 18-year-old Boomkuth Lowell of Carroll sitting in a vehicle with a juvenile female. Police reports say the smell of marijuana was permeating from the car. A search then turned up a handgun. Lowell ran on foot and a chase ensued. Officers lost sight of him, but then brought in a police dog, which was able to track Lowell, and he was arrested without incident. Lowell entered a guilty plea to possessing a handgun. He was prohibited from possessing a gun after being convicted in 2019 of attempted burglary in Buena Vista County. Lowell has been sentenced to 27 months. He's currently in the custody of the U.S. Marshals, awaiting transport to federal prison. The former Webster City employee accused of various financial crimes will avoid jail time. 41-year-old Leah Mulholland received 5 years probation and a fine of $1,000 as her 10-year prison sentence was suspended. Mulholland pleaded guilty in December to first-degree theft, and the other charges against her were then dropped. She was arrested in February of last year after an investigation turned up over $230,000 of improper financial disbursements by the Webster City Chamber of Commerce. Mulholland worked at the chamber for 5 years and was originally charged with ongoing criminal conduct, forgery, and unauthorized use of credit cards. All of those charges stem from the investigation. Eric Branstad, who led President Trump's general election campaigns in Iowa, is a key supporter of one of the pardons President Trump has granted. Radio Iowa's O.K. Henderson has more.
President Trump pardoned Eliot Broidy, a former top Republican fundraiser who pleaded guilty last year to conspiring to violate foreign lobbying laws for clients in China and Malaysia. Eric Branstad's name is among 21 listed by the White House as supporting Broidy's pardon. Broidy was a fundraiser for Trump's 2016 campaign. Branstad managed Trump's Iowa campaign in 2016 and did work in